All right. Are we on?
We're on.
Welcome to Election Night 2020. Hashtag PVT. We're going to do something live today. And we're going to be talking about the election going on right now, which has everybody biting their nails.
God, so bad. Bad, bro.
Yeah. So apparently, so far right now, we've got, let's see, I got some, Biden won New York, right? And let me see here. I've got some information here. President Trump, he won Alabama, Arkansas, Indiana, Kentucky, Missouri, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Tennessee, West Virginia, and apparently he's up 300,000 votes in Virginia, and they had already called Virginia for Biden, so I have no idea what's going on there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Locally here, it looks like Monica de la Cruz Hernandez for U.S. Congress was doing pretty good as well.
Yes. Nice.
And Florida, that is something that I was asking about. They're saying that Trump won that already. I don't know.
Yeah, when I left the house, it was over 90% probability that he was going to take Florida.
Okay.
So, but it was 89 that Biden was going to take North Carolina.
Right now, I think they just closed the polls here in the Central Standard Time.
Okay,
you've got Texas. They closed at 7, but here in Hidalgo County, they stayed open till 8 o'clock p.m. due to some sort of
yeah, there was like
discrepancy
a
or something. Yeah, a glitch.
There was like an electronic glitch on the voting system.
Yeah. So we're going to be calling some people tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I want to say hello to Felipe Menchaca, Dario Puig, Jaime Puente, Raymond Garza, Josh Hernandez, Candido Rodriguez. From far, Daniel Hernandez, Mike Castilleja, and thank you so much. It is hashtag PVT Tuesday Night Live, number 25 from the My PVT Network studios, brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, IV vitamin infusion therapy, testosterone, COVID tests, Sermorelin. Thursdays, it's for women. You should give them a call and they'll get you healthy, man. They've got all the supplements you need. If you're an older man and you're starting to lose some of that testosterone, you're starting to feel sluggish, having trouble losing fat, burning fat and gaining muscle, well, the place to go is Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. They'll make you and help you start feeling young again, and your wife will enjoy that as well. So, and then she'll want to be have a part of it. So she can go on Thursday, 956-441-2188. Thank you so much to them.
Thank you.
Also, the law office of Rene A. Flores, hashtag DWI expert, 956-316-1991. We're going to be giving him a call in a little while, ladies and gentlemen. In just a little bit, we're going to call a friend of mine that works with Talk Radio. His name is Sergio Sanchez. He's been at KURV 710 a.m. here locally in the Rio Grande Valley for many, many years. And he's got a brain in his head, dude. I mean, that dude's got a head on his shoulders, bro. He knows a lot of ins and outs about elections and all that. So we're going to talk to him, and we're going to find out what he's got to say in just a few minutes, okay? So don't go anywhere. Also, later on in the program, about 8:45, somewhere around there, we're going to talk with comedian Raymond Horta and ask him what he's thinking about the elections going on. And then we'll talk with Rene Flores later on in the program as well. And we're waiting for Felicia. But right now, let me introduce to you our producer, Rally.
Hello. Hello.
What's going on, sweetheart? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I want to send a special shout out to our friends from Rankin, Texas, Gilbert and Letty Thayes, for sending me this turquoise jewelry. I love it. My earrings, my bracelet, my necklace. Thank you guys so much. It's beautiful.
All right. And my son right here, we're going to be talking about some football scores in a little while. We're just going to go down the scores and talk about the games this weekend. Pretty interesting games. Dallas lost again. Ronnie James, what's going on, Dad?
What's up, Pop? What's up, PBT? How y'all doing on election night?
Hello.
How you been, man? How was your Halloween?
It was good. Calmao. We just kept it chill. A little family party, and stayed in there in Mission. It wasn't too far away from the house. So
what were you dressed as? I saw a picture. Y'all had the same tennies and stuff like that.
Alvin and the Chipmunks. It was me, Fish, and Alyssa.
Okay.
I was Alvin, of course, because he's always getting in trouble. But yeah, so that was cool. Kept it chill. Woke up Sunday not crudo, so I get to watch the NFL. But special shout out real quick to Edgar Cantru. Edgar can do for mission. I was golfing the other day. And plus afterwards, after you golf, like everybody knows, you go to the clubhouse, you stay in the parking lot, you have a few beers, right? So we're there, and then this truck pulls up, and he's like, "Hey, Ron, what's up?" I was like, "Hey, Edgar, what's up? ¿Qué onda?" He goes, "Hey, bro." He goes, "Shout out to your dad in the show." And I was like, "Oh, cool, man." But I didn't know like if he was being serious or he was, just trying to make a joke, like, cool. And he's like, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, man. Thanks." He goes, "Nah, bro, neta. He goes, "Dude, I subscribe to him. I think he's really funny and I really like the show." And I was like, "Oh, well, badass, man. Thank you." So he goes, "Hey, but you got to shout me out next time." So shout out to Edgar, man. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for watching.
That's awesome. Let's call Sergio Sanchez and see if he'll answer right now because he's busy. He's doing updates at 8 o'clock and 15 and 45 at the hour. So at the 30 break, he's gonna be taking a little break. So maybe we could talk to him right now, and it'll be interesting to talk to him and find out about Sergio and what's going on inside the KURV newsroom over there.
A real inside look right now.
Yeah.
Buddy, give me about 3 minutes.
All right. I'll call you back in 3 minutes. All right.
It's 27, so we'll call him at 30.
That's what I said. I had said 30. I'm calling in a little early.
Yes.
Can you imagine a newsroom right now, dude? I mean, I was watching some of the news networks, and they were like, tantos en chingas, and everybody wants to call the state first, and you know what I mean? And some people are being a little bit anxious and stepping a little bit ahead of the scheduled announcements.
Yes.
And
Dario?
then you go to Twitter. I know. Dario had said that Trump had lost Oklahoma, and this was like early,
an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, like at 5:30, right?
Before the polls even closed.
Yeah, before the polls. You're fake news, Dario. So, yeah, and and on Twitter, it's like, boy, man, it's just a bombardment of information. I mean, it's crazy.
Even if you've never even cared about politics for your entire life, tonight you're watching or you're tweeting or you're something, right?
And I was thinking about that, but what time is it, baby?
It is 28.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that is something that President Trump has accomplished, is that he has gotten so many people looking on politicians or looking into our democratic process, looking into our politicians, Washington, D.C. I mean, it's like all eyes are on them now. When before it was just a few, it wasn't a mainstream thing. It was like,
I think we talked about it a couple of shows ago, how you can compare it to the Super Bowl maybe.
Yeah, because last election, it was like 62 million votes to 60 million votes or something like that. I don't know what it was. But it was 120 million. This year, 102 million votes or 120 million votes. Something. It's 120, I think it was.
I think it was.
Something like that. But it was
double
before election day.
Yeah.
So we're going to see some record voting. And I honestly think it has a lot to do with the current president. He got everybody fired up, not only on his side, but on the other side as well, on Joe Biden's side. So everybody is just involved in the democratic process, which is a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's very good that happened.
And then 2020 just showed up and just kicked it in there.
Yeah, kicked it into high gear. I mean, everybody was, every weekend there were, trains out with flags, Biden flags, Trump flags. I mean, everybody was very, very involved in politics for this election, and that's good, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now the politicians, I mean, personally, I personally feel that they don't like that microscope on them. They don't like that many people looking at what they're doing, because then it opens up more room for scrutiny,
Yes,
and
it's 30 already, baby.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, just so you know. I know that he's on a tight schedule.
It's like how the mafia didn't like to be under the microscope and get all the attention. That's kind of how the government was at the same, that's how they are.
And, so let's talk with Sergio and see what he says. And we'll see what's going on with Sergio. KURV, 7:10 a.m. But
he's probably like on one phone and then he has another phone and then somebody's waiting for him over here.
Yeah. But let me tell you, man, I think that that was a good thing that everybody got involved in the process of the elections. And now everybody knows more or less what's going on. The Electoral College.
Whether they're involved for the right or the wrong reasons or whatever it is, more people are voting, period.
How's it going, Sergio? Welcome to the show. I know you're busy, man. You probably got like 10 phones in each ear, but we just want to see what your thoughts are on the election so far, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Sergio Sanchez from KURV 710 AM, and first of all, your show. You have what time are your shows on the radio?
Well, on the talk and news program weekdays. The news program, News Radio, runs 6 to 9. Tim Sullivan and I and the other two in the crew, we got the News Radio wheel, 6 to 9, and then at 9 o'clock the Sergio Show, 9 to 11, and of course we got Rush Limbaugh and then Dana Lash, and then of course the Drive Home crew, Roxanne and Zach and Davis. They do evening news.
Well, let me tell you, Sergio, I have a lot of respect for you, man. I consider you one of the most knowledgeable persons or people in radio locally here in the Rio Grande Valley. And that's why I wanted to ask you to come on the show and let us know a little bit and tell us a little bit about what you're feeling right now with the election. You know, how is it going? What do you think's going to come up of it? And what's good and what's bad so far?
Well, you're talking about the national stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
James? Yeah, it's everything's playing out the way it was. It's expected. The Democrat states running Democrat, Republican states running Republican. Trump is trending, and Florida still is. He's trending behind the scenes in Ohio and some of those swing states that he needs to hold and capture. He took Indiana earlier this evening. Pennsylvania is still going to trend his. It's like the day of vote is going to make a big difference. And all just anecdotal and some of the exit data. And I pay attention to other friends that are in news and talk and nationwide from, just guys up in New York. Dana's a dear friend of ours, and we keep in touch with Dana. Her connections go back to Fox and Breitbart and all that. She digs deep into polling data as well. Gary McNamara, Radar Radio, the guys that look at all the polling data, and it was and you and I talked about this before. The polling data, they got it right back in 2016, bro. They're trending for Trump. They have been for several weeks. Like all this other noise by the academic, university, major so-called mainstream media, the heritage media, all these big publications and the big networks, Trump down by double digits, 10, 14, 7, aquí, acá, and then you look at Trafalgar and you look at Rasmussen and Harris and just the less than a handful that got it right back in 2016, they were still consistently Trump by 1, Trump by 2, Trump and Biden even. If you take the average over the past easily 4 to 5 weeks, it's razor thin Trump, according to the very few polls that got it right. Don't forget 2016. Todos la cagaron. Every single one of them. They all screwed up.
Yeah.
All of them. And I have a suspicion, bro, that these guys, these academics and these big New York glass tower guys, they are so damn proud. They're too damn proud to have changed how they accumulate the data. And I just have a suspicion that in my heart of hearts, and it's more than just wishful thinking. I have to see the energy. I mean, you see the energy in Wisconsin. People sitting in the cold, like for hours, by the thousands of people sitting in Wisconsin waiting for a Trump rally. Same thing in Pennsylvania. Same thing in Michigan. We get some of the overnight talk shows and national talk shows, the union guys calling in, say, yeah, the union leadership, yeah, they're in for Biden. But, all the guys on the work floor, all the guys on the assembly line, yeah, we're all for Trump. We're going to vote for Trump. Michigan trending really strong right now. That was one of those states that had been polling for Biden on the other nationals. So, you ask me, I put my money somewhere. It's been on Trump. It stays on Trump. Trump is going to win. And I think, I've been saying all along, I think we're going to find out by the end of the night that Trump will clearly be the winner. Other people seem to think it's going to take several days because some states are experimenting with counting mail-in vote for several more days, 3 or 4 more days, and all that. But I don't know. I think the difference, I think the energy, it's all there. If by some weird situation Trump loses, it's not for lack of trying. I think the hardest man in political show business, Donald Trump, man, he ran like the 15, 16 markets over a period of 3-4 days.
I know.
Yeah. All that is going to pay off, brother. You watch.
Yeah,
I think it's going to pay off.
And it's interesting because you've been in broadcasting for a long time. You've been in the media for a long time. What is your take on the way the networks and the mainstream news media and basically programs all over the broadcast or television industry? The way they've approached this election this year, as far as the treatment of each candidate, bro.
Yeah, there's a disconnect, bro. There's a disconnect. New York, they live in their own glass box, beautiful glass towers. They're disconnected from real people, from real markets. Living in New York is beautiful, it's special, but it's not Main Street American. It's not Texas. It's not the Midwest. It's not flyover country. They just don't get it. I don't think they understand the appeal of Donald Trump, who is, his personality, is rough. For some people, it might be repulsive, but see, that's the same reason he's so attractive. He's a magnet for so many people, because Donald Trump, is one big orange, big hair, super tall, middle finger for the Washington establishment and the mainstream, so-called mainstream media up in New York, saying, this is from us, the citizens, to you. We think you guys are the ones who suck, and this is our boy, and he's going to represent us, our values in Washington, D.C. They're just disconnected, bro, and they don't get it, and they refuse to get it. I mean, how long has CNN been down in the dumps rating wise? They're in the trash. They have been in the trash. Les vale. Yeah. They've got their core little constituency. Their customers giving them millions of dollars. They live in a leftist, little echo chamber. Same thing was MSNBC. They got their money coming in. They got the little wine parties and cocktail and little cheese and cracker parties. They live in a special society, an elitist society that is disconnected from regular Joes, regular citizens of this country. That's my opinion. That's the way I see these people.
You know what? I was kind of like wondering how they felt about, the press dinner that they have, every year, that it kind of went down the drain with Trump. They were used to doing, what do they call the press corps?
See, the correspondence.
The correspondence dinner where they all just go in there and start, pat each other in the back and tell each other how great they are. And, it's like that went down the drain, man. I mean, with this new president and stuff. So, what do you think will happen if Biden does win? What kind of changes do you think we'll see in the United States of America, bro?
Things that are off the radar from friends and family that don't look at this stuff from, every single day. I'm the exception. You and I are the exception. We're not the norm, because we're blessed to be working in communication media, and we can look at this all day long. But people need to know that this Democrat Party, I was a Democrat. I love JFK. I voted for Ruben Hinojosa years ago, but eventually I grew up and I understood my core values, and I understood how wrong I was, especially on the issues of like life and fiscal management and all that. But look, this party is not JFK's party. We have a lot of JFK Democrats in the Valley. They're conservative, but these are radicals, brother. And these radicals, if they were to attain power, Biden wins, the Republicans will lose the Senate. The U.S. House will be Democrat. You got all three branches of power. Two of them are going to work to make the third a legislative body. By definition, the U.S. Supreme Court, James, by definition, the U.S. Supreme Court is supposed to be impartial, just looking at the law. By definition, it's supposed to be conservative. It's supposed to take the law as written and not legislated. Give you an example, Obamacare. Obamacare said that if you do not purchase insurance, the gist of it, you do not purchase insurance, the government will penalize you. It didn't say we're going to tax you. It said you would pay a penalty. That's the way the law was written. And the high court, what it was supposed to do was nix the law and send it back to Congress, rewrite it. No. John Roberts, the so-called conservative, he became an activist. And what Congress really meant was that you were going to be taxed. And since the U.S. House can tax legally, okay, then I'm going to rewrite it and call the penalty a tax. That is a judge rewriting law, and that's not supposed to happen in the high court. It's supposed to be, by definition, conservative and just look at law. If it's screwed up or messed up, kick it back and nullify it. But you got these Democrats who will pack the court. They've been talking about it. They want to go from 9 justices to maybe 11 or 15 or 20. I don't know. Just keep throwing libs in there, leftists, judges that will rewrite laws and be activists and, in essence, be legislators. They're going to try to make the court into a legislative body. You watch if they get power. I don't think they will, but if they do, that is definitely something they want to do. Another thing, to solidify power in the U.S. Senate, make Washington, D.C. a state, make Puerto Rico a state. Each state gets 2 senators. Both those senators from those liberal territories, guaranteed, will be Democrat. So if they get the Senate back, if they make those 2 territories in 24 months, they have power, minimum 24 months, because, again, we have another election in 2 years where all congressmen go up for re-election in 2 years.
Yeah, that's a good thing, is that,
they got 24 months to create 4 more liberal senators, at least 4 more liberal senators, and solidify their power in the Senate.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a power grab, bro.
Yeah, well, the good thing is that there's elections every 2 years, every 4 years, you know what I mean? Right now, currently, I'm watching that Joe Biden's up 131 to 92, with Donald Trump having the 92. And that's where we're standing right now. And the Central Standard Time is already, reporting. Where do you see Texas going, man? Are they going to stay red, or are they going to go blue?
Texas is still red. But the Democrats have wormed their way into that lead. It'll be a little closer this election cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as much in the gubernatorial, but the next election, poco poquito, they keep digging into it. The Republican Party of Texas, if they wish to keep this state red, Colonel Allen West, who's now the chairman for the Republicans, he's got a lot of work to do to build those teams, those precinct chairs, those Republican Party offices in all the markets, get the young Republicans out there and start registering more people to vote, and start training the local volunteers to push the vote out to regain some of the territory. Like, for example, 2 years ago when Robert Francis O'Rourke, a.k.a. Beto, good Irish boy, when he ran against Ted Cruz, his popular vote, he had big hotels in Houston, Harris County. Every single judge, JP, county commissioner, every Republican in Harris County, Houston, got flushed down the toilet. It became all Democrat. Every single seat became Democrat in Houston.
Well, it's getting competitive, man. And
that's a blue tide, and I'm hoping to get it back this election and 2 years from now.
All right.
People get it back.
Well, you said, I got to let you go, bro. And thank you for being on the show. And we're going to call Raymond Horta in just a bit, but I appreciate your insight. And just don't work too hard tonight, man. Don't get too nervous and too uptight. Take maybe some CBD oil. Para que te calmes un poquito, porque andas bien eléctrico de madre.
This is, I may sound all stressed right now, but I tell you what, like my wife was telling me, thank you, Joe. Like my wife was telling me, I'm all stressed out. And I said, babe, don't worry about it. At the end of the night, at the end of the election, when reality is, Jesus is still king. God is still Lord of all. Don't worry about it.
There you go.
That's it, brother. Thank you. Órale, Sergio Sanchez.
Bless you guys.
Thank you, man. God bless you, bro. Man. He's a passionate guy right there.
You called the right guy.
And I told you, this guy knows the ins and outs of all the legislation. We didn't even talk about the local races, here. But right now, it says here Joe Biden's up 131 to 92. So hopefully everybody that's watching went to go vote, man. This is very important.
Speaking of local races right here, big shout out to Vicaratechea, Mission School Board. So, Carlos and Mark and Hip.
I got to call Raymond Horta, man. Ay, ¿qué está haciendo el Raymond? Salud para el Raymond.
Another guy who's very might be very
No, este vato sí sabe, está bien eléctrico, man. We call it some people that are fired up for this thing. And nosotros acá todos chill, don't they?
Yeah.
Sergio went off, was on fire, Sergio, man. Hey, what's up, Raymond? How you doing, Dad?
Hey, what's going on, Rock? How's it going, man?
¿Cómo andas, de? ¿Cómo andamos, Dad?
Oye, dude, are we live on the air right now or what?
Estamos live and in color, Dad. Aquí en
I just
hashtag
want to say
PVT.
that I'm honored to be on such a prestigious professional talk show. This is where people get their information that's on the streets, man. This is not paid for by George Soros. This is real information.
Hey.
Hi, Raymond.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
This one is paid for by George Zamora. Not George Soros. Oye, Raymond, chill out. Eso no es nada, Dad. Ahorita teníamos a Sergio Sánchez de KURV. No, hombre, el vato andaba on fire, vato. Parecía el Energizer Bunny, vato. Estaban los vatos, todos estaban en el chat zone, like, oye, estoy está hablando el camarada ese.
I was watching this. I'm watching the actual the news breakdowns. But what was Sergio Sanchez saying?
Well, he says that he thinks he said he put his money on Trump still, right?
Yeah.
He says it's going to be razor thin and everything, and he started explaining how politics works and how Democrats do this and Republicans do this and all this kind of stuff. But he does lean. He leans right. He leans. He's red. He's a red guy, right?
Yeah.
One of the good points. One of the good points that he was making was that there was some election committee or some system that they used in 2016, and they had it kind of trending the same way as it's trending now. Because in 2016, everybody had Hillary, and then Trump kind of came in at the end and won. And he said that the way they tracked it in 2016, that's exactly how it's happening now. So he's not really worried about the 131 to 92.
And we were talking about the news media. You know how they got it really wrong last time, and their whole legitimacy is probably hanging on this election tonight, right? Because 1,000%. Now, we talked to him about the broadcasting and the television and the news media and all that, because he's involved in that. Now, social media, bro, I mean, it was really crazy this time around. There was a lot of, the Facebook, Twitter, they were all like in the headlines, bro, about suppressing and deplatforming and knocking people down, and even not letting a 280-year-old newspaper, put a report of a link of a report that they made on the vice president's son. I mean, they just blocked anybody that was sharing that, and that is something that was very, very concerning to me, bro, because I'm about freedom of speech. We are on their platform. They have terms of service, and I know somebody said, hey, Rock, pues, hey, it's their terms of service. If you don't like their terms of service, get off. I'm like, dude, when I first joined, their terms of service they keep revising it. They revise it according to what they feel they need to do. And so, de repente they revise it, and then so they flag an old post from 2013, 2012, like they did to me, and then they ban me for 30 days or 7 days. So,
and then they use a very vague community guideline saying that you violated their terms. And when they show you the terms that you agreed, they tell you like, oh, well, here at Facebook, we try to keep a safe environment for everyone. And it's like, well, okay, yeah, but what terms did I violate? How did I make it somebody unsafe? And that's it. That's all the explanation they give you.
Yeah. And even YouTube, bro, like I was telling you, we have one of our Rock and Chaz show. It got like totally taken down, and I didn't get a message telling me that it was taken down, for what reason it was taken down. We were pretty mild on our show. And then there's no way of me appealing it. There was no link for me to appeal it, or for me to be able to question it or ask what the hell did I do, right? So their customer service kind of sucks too, dude.
Yeah, and I'm hearing that BitChute got
deplatformed. Yeah. Now BitChute BitChute's another YouTube. It's like an upcoming YouTube, right?
Yeah, and BitChute is supposed to be like undeplatformable, you shouldn't be able to take it off like that. And it's like a big backup of YouTube. Like people use YouTube accounts and they it's like an iCloud.
Yeah.
In case like YouTube ever takes off your videos, you could say, hey, well, all my videos that were uploaded, they automatically get uploaded to BitChute.
Believe it or not, we have a BitChute account, and all our shows are uploaded on BitChute. Every time we upload something on YouTube, it automatically puts it on BitChute. So we have that backup. But the deplatformed, did they get deplatformed on Twitter or on social media, or what was it?
On social media.
Oh, okay.
Especially, it's very strange because that's what's happening on social media. And I've seen censorship happen to me and I just to briefly explain what's going on, because people will say, Raymond turned into a Trump and a pro-Trumper and all that stuff. I want people to understand that I was a staunch libertarian the whole time.
Yes.
Okay. And I want people to understand where I'm coming from. And every time I would try to speak about libertarian candidates, Facebook would suppress my posts dramatically, where I would say something about a libertarian candidate and it would get like 6 likes, versus I say something about Biden, or I say something about Trump. My Facebook comments were going into the thousands regardless of what I was posting. And I saw the big algorithm reach with Trump and Biden, and Facebook wants you to engage in the politicizing and the polarizing of your audience,
Yeah.
They like to push, like if you put something pro-Trump, they're going to push it out to all your Democrat friends on your friends list. Instead of putting it to your Republican friends, a lot of more Democrats will actually see the post, because it's going to cause strife on your page, and it's going to cause a lot more engagement.
Yeah, engagement, and that's what makes them. Yeah, that what makes them. Hey, another thing about Facebook and social media is they can throttle some of your posts as well, man, and keep people from seeing them.
Big time. And that's another thing. Every time you mention the Constitution, or you mention liberty, or the Declaration of Independence, or even God for that matter, man, they throttle your stuff big time. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. So my social media posts may seem a bit outlandish, but at the end of the day, I'm doing it for algorithm reach
and engagement.
The robots.
Yeah.
And engagement.
destroy the robot. Warning. El de Lost in Space, Dad.
Clickbait.
And that's what people need to understand, is that, and when people say, "Oh, so you're just doing this for comments and attention?" Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes, a resounding easy yes.
Now they get it.
Yeah, of course I'm doing it for attention. Oh, nomás porque los Cowboys are not doing good, you start talking about Trump. Yes, of course.
Yes. It's all about keeping people engaged.
Cowboys out of my mouth, like, man.
Yeah.
Give me something to give me the engagement. Dude, how easy is it for me to get 1,000 likes on a Trump picture? It like with a click of a button, versus me creating a video that I actually try to put effort and comedy relief into.
10 likes.
And then I actually put it out, and it gets 100, 200 likes, and I'm like, and then people, when I put up Trump like posts, they tell me to stick to comedy. I'm like, dude, I put comedy stuff and nobody interacts on it.
Dame chale, pon algo que nos haga enojar, carnal.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, yeah.
They want to get an emotional lift. That's what people like.
Me, I see it as pro wrestling, bro. You and I love pro wrestling.
A huevo.
And you always have the announcers like Jerry Lawler and Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And Jerry Lawler would purposely cheer on the bad guys.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And dude, for ages, when I was a young kid, I hated Jerry Lawler, because he would cheer on the bad guys, and I was like, why is he cheering on the bad guys? And then now, as an older person, I find that hilarious, that it's like this guy's cheering on the bad guy like on purpose to get people to be angry with him,
dude.
You know?
I've always liked the guy that cheers the bad guy. Always. I mean, ever since Jesse Ventura was one of the best. Then you had Bobby the Brain Heenan, with Gorilla Monsoon, Jesse Ventura with Vince McMahon, and then Macho Man with Vince McMahon when they were doing the play-by-play. And I was always like, that was the person I was paying the most attention to, is the guy cheering the bad guy, because he was the one that was the wittiest, bro.
Yes.
The guy that's cheering the good guy is the nerd, like the more conservative. You know what I mean?
Jim Ross, when it was Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross, that was awesome.
Yeah, and so you had to have that yin and that yang and stuff. Now, before anything, you mentioned you're a libertarian, bro. Libertarian isn't a mainstream word, dude.
And that's another reason for it. When I tell people that I'm a libertarian, they kind of look at me like, oh, the Republicans will be like, oh, you're just a Democrat, like that doesn't want to vote Republican. And then the Republicans will be like, oh, you're just a Democrat that doesn't want to vote for us. So they really, you're damned in that boat.
But what are the differences in libertarian, and what's the difference? What puts a libertarian apart from being a Democrat or a Republican, bro?
The taxes, bro. The taxes, man. Libertarians just want to be left alone.
Are libertarians closer to Democrats or Republicans to you, bro?
A lot closer to Republicans.
Okay.
But they do. They just want everybody to be left alone and live your own life. Like they want the government to be completely out of your life, and you do what you do. Like make money how you make money. The government's supposed to stay out of your way.
Yeah. Wow. It's all right.
The Valley mentality, no pasa nada. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what?
Coming from a comedian, man, just real quick, the reason that I went so hard pro-Trump was that I see all these other comedians in Hollywood being like social justice warriors and virtue signaling and just being woke PC culture activists. And nobody ever tells them to stick to comedy, And like you said, there has to be a ebb and flow of a yin and yang. There has to be a balance. And the reason that I chose to go hardcore pro-Trump was because nobody was taking that road. And in my opinion, when you take the road less traveled, there's comedy originality in trying to cheer on the bad guy.
Yeah.
Correct.
But then there's also these comedians like the Black twins, the Hodge twins. I mean, those guys, they really broke the barrier of becoming the first black comedians. And there's another guy, what's his name, Mom? Terrence. Yeah.
Terrence.
And they went and like the Hodge twins are doing very well with their comedy shows and their online, and they decided to just come out as conservatives, But it's interesting because I personally, dude, I think, I don't know about these party names are just titles to me. I think everybody has a little bit of each in them. Like personally, I think I have a little Republican in me. I have a little bit of Democrat in me, and I have a little bit of Libertarian in me. And, and so because there's things that I don't mind, and there's other things that, I'm a little conservative, but I'm also a little liberal, man. You know what I mean? So people need to realize that the majority of the United States of America, I think, are more closer to the center than all the way to the left or the right, bro. Right?
I would venture to say the same thing and agree with you. And I would venture to say that a lot of the Hispanic people that are thinking that they're liberal or Democrats actually venture to say a little further to the right of center than just moderately center. Like I would think that they're just a little bit more conservative. If you ask the average Hispanic household if they're for or against abortion, the majority of them are actually going to say that they are against abortion.
Correct.
And if you ask like if they're for gay marriage, like a lot of these traditional Hispanic people,
they're going to say no.
Like they say no, it's between a man and a woman, and they start really showing that they have a conservative heart in mind, but they've been programmed just like for generations to vote Democrat down here in the Valley. And it's generational.
But what I'm trying to say is they might not believe in it, but it's okay if somebody does it. They're not going to have a problem with it. You know what I mean? Because everybody's individual freedom is their freedom. That's my personal opinion. I believe everybody should just has the right to follow their individualism and find liberty and freedom and happiness in life, no matter what.
That sounds exactly what the Libertarian platform is like. Like that's exactly what it is. Everybody go get your own stuff. Hey, everybody be healthy, be fruitful, be abundant, and everybody helps each other out. Like that's the ideal constitutional law. Like that's how our Constitution was originally founded. Is like, hey, here is a piece of land for you to make whatever it is you want to make of yourself. We're not going to get any one of your incomes. Like you get to keep all the money you make. And that's where the most millionaires and billionaires were made before the income tax became a thing in 1913. Before the central bank became a centralized institution, Americans kept 100% of their income.
Yeah,
that's why guys like Rockefeller and all those big guys were so huge, and J.P. Morgan Chase and the guy in Pittsburgh with the steel. I can't think of his name. Carnegie. Yeah, I mean those guys were. There was no government involved, and that's what, like how you said, that's how the country started. Money. Yeah, I mean, here's a little piece of land. You go do what you do. They build those into empires, and that's just not how life is.
Yeah, they had a good head start, man.
Yeah, exactly. But then those same guys took over the banking system and said, "Well, we have all this feria. We're gonna do loans." And with interest
and bonds,
and bonds. So they were making money on top of the money without like having nobody to answer to and nobody to audit them.
Se estaban haciendo garras, Dad.
Puro double dipping, papá.
2 gigs in one night.
Ya sabes.
Voy a tocar con la primera band y debo tocar con ustedes también ese.
Oye, y luego on the way home un Christmas party para acabar.
Antes que llegue a la casa. Y de ahí en Whataburger me voy a parar ahí afuera a hacer unos cuantos por un tip ahí.
MC.
Unas mañanitas para los vatos que are coming home from El Toro nightclub.
Fuego.
Y de ahí voy y saco unas rosas y voy y las vendo también. Ahí, I'll go up to I'll see some guy all drunk with his girlfriend. No quiero unas rosas. Chinga, ahora le está bueno.
Una rosa para la señorita.
Hey, Raymond.
Tú eres hustler, güey.
Yeah, huevo. Carnal, you've known me for a long time, bro. I mean, hey, who taught you everything you knew, Raymond?
Hey, bro, for real. Hey, I owe it to you, man. You taught me a lot about merchandising and not only merchandising, but antagonizing people on the media.
Yeah.
Okay? This was beautiful, bro. And that's another thing that really gauges the way I think is because I worked with you for 5 years and we were under a lot of stress when we split the radio show up. We were under a lot of stress from the corporate goons, the corporate suits that wanted us to read the script, stick to the script, don't say anything outside the script.
Chale.
And I was like, and and if you don't want to read the script, they're just going to find another pretty face to come and read the script, and they're going to pay them more money. And you take the gig or you don't. That's what's going on in CNN. All these pretty faces reading scripts. And that really opened my eyes when I worked with you for 5 years in morning radio, seeing the amount of power that we had just by the stuff that we would put on the radio. It really opened my eyes to see the media monster for what it is.
But what sucks, dude, is like what we did was really, really Howard Sternish and really pushing the envelope. Getting a woman and a man to come in and suck the Chiefs' gangrene toe.
Ew. That's gross.
For tickets.
Yeah, for tickets to Aerosmith, front row. And we thought of
front row?
Yeah, it was front row for Aerosmith.
God.
And I said, anybody that comes and sucks the Chief's toe, we'll get him. And a man showed up and he did it. And then some lady showed up and we said, we're sorry, he won already. And she goes, I'll show you how to suck a toe.
Oh my
That's
God.
disgusting.
And she went
great radio,
at it, dude. And she went at it. We didn't have cameras or Facebook Live back then. So it was all imagination of the mind. And as soon as the lady started, going at it on the toe, like if she was in an adult movie.
The best part was probably Chief's laugh.
He was all stoned in the booth, dude. And then when she started, the whole crew just went, oh, like at the same time, dude. Like people that were listening were probably like, they knew the exact point of impact. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. Talk about giving him a visual.
I just
man.
got
Yeah.
a visual. My
That's
God.
gold radio right there,
and,
bro.
and Chief's toe was so ugly. I mean, it was like it had fungus and
Con un
athlete's
uñero
foot.
infectado.
Tenía un hongo. Sí.
That's disgusting.
It was like green, and the nail was kind of like crooked off, right? It was real
Tenía una pinche hangnail chingona.
gacho, bro. Hangnail is an understatement, carnal. And so we also we did the mango sucking contest, you know. And so I was thinking, like, we can't do that in radio anymore today, bro.
That sounds like a riot on the radio.
It was. It was a lot of fun, man. It's awesome.
And now I remember you telling me a story about how you had a transgendered person there playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah, and Jimmy Gonzalez would come in, and an artist would come in, and they'd have to play her, right? And I had it all planned out where she would never lose. And she would pull out her breast and whip the guy in the face, you know. So, but that was radio. That's what we were doing in the radio, you know. But anyway, man, we're getting a little off.
No, we don't want to get another strike.
The producer just looked at me with big eyes, like, can you keep it down? We're kind of paranoid here, man, with YouTube and stuff.
Yes,
but I
we
doubt it
are.
because I see some YouTube people talk like all kinds of shit, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's even Howard Stern videos on YouTube where they're on that, you know, the porn stars and stuff. But anyway, Raymond, Shinga, man, I'm glad you were able to talk with us, man. It's always a blast talking to you, bro. And just keep it cool, man. And we'll see you soon, okay? And follow Raymond on @Raymond is funny, right?
Yeah, @Raymond is funny on all platforms, and I look forward to seeing you guys out there. God bless your family with an abundance of health and wealth, and anybody listening, God bless you guys too.
And no matter who wins tonight, this guy will. No, but either way, no matter who wins tonight, I can't wait to see your post tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
It's gonna be classic.
Yeah, this guy will get an emotional jump out of you. All right, thanks a lot, Raymond. God bless you, bro.
Later,
Órale,
bro.
carnalito. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be right back with Rene A. Flores. And then we're going to do some sports as well. And then we're going to introduce Fish. But we're going to go to the commercials right now. We got to do a break. Yeah, I'm going to do both commercials. I want to thank Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and the law offices of Rene Flores.
With fall season and flu season coming up on us, Dr. T's Primary Care is offering flu vaccines to help keep you safe this flu season. Call us at 956-441-2188 to schedule your appointment. Also, take advantage of all the immune-boosting treatments Dr. T's Primary Care has to offer, from vitamins, supplements, immune-boosting injections, IV infusions, and we still offer COVID testing as well. So call 956-441-2188 today to schedule your flu vaccine with Dr. T's Primary Care.
I think whenever you have the restriction of people moving around from their home, you're going to see a drop in certain types of crimes. In this case, I've seen a significant drop off in individuals being arrested for drinking and driving. We've also seen an uptick in possession of drug cases. You have individuals who are now abusing drugs at home. They're restricted from working. You know, alcohol, drugs, depression, all those things kind of set in. We've seen an uptick in domestic abuse cases, solicitation of minors, crimes against minors, violation of protective orders. If you suspect that somebody is a victim of domestic abuse, I suggest that you call our district attorney's office and find out what type of resources are out there. I've also posted on my website certain articles and certain resources that are available to also individuals who are victims of abuse. And if you suspect somebody, if you have a friend who you believe is a victim and they're afraid to speak out, these are resources that are also available to them that you can advocate on their behalf. We definitely are concerned for the victims of the cases, yet in the same breath, those have been accused of those crimes, we still offer our services to those individuals as well. Another important thing I want to mention is the fact that many people during these times are dealing with depression. Again, we've isolated ourselves from other individuals. Human contact is very important for our self-esteem, for our well-being. And so if you do know somebody that is suffering from some sort of depression, I urge that you give them a call. During these times, we need to be able to reach out to individuals who we know that may have certain mental health issues and make sure they're doing all right. Isolation, quarantine can be tough on an individual, especially if you don't have that human interacting going on. Our office has remained open, although our doors are locked and closed. We do have signs at the door to be able to say, hey, look, we're still here, we're still working, but yet we're still trying to take the proper safety precautions to protect everybody. If you or your loved one has been accused of a crime, you need an experienced attorney, you need to call my office at 956-316-1991.
All right.
Damn.
So we've got Rene A. Flores. Let's give him a call, man. I was calling him right now, but commercial was running. So...
Hello.
Hey, Rene. I was calling you hace ratito, but your commercial was going on the show, man. And so how you doing, man? How's everything going, Rene?
I'm doing good. Doing what most people are probably doing right now, watching these results come in and kind of seeing what's going to happen tonight.
¿Cómo la ves, bro? What's your take on, ladies and gentlemen, we have attorney Rene Flores, the man you just saw on that advertisement right now in that commercial. He's a hashtag DWI expert. He's an attorney, and he will represent you in any case. If you have any questions and you want to talk to him, you can call him at 956-316-1991, the law office of Rene Flores in Mission, Texas. And, man, let me tell you, this guy is a DWI expert for sure. He's been to seminars, and he's gone to get educated about the process of alcohol in the bloodstream. And, I mean, this guy has it all taken care of, and of course he's one of the nicest attorneys I have ever met in my entire life. Rene, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Rock. Thanks for that introduction. Thanks for all the support. Big shout out to everybody there in the studio. Say hi to everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Rene. How are you?
How you doing?
Yeah, we're looking.
Everybody listen to you.
Yeah, so how's everything going, man? How you been? I haven't talked to you in a while, bro. Have you been staying busy?
I've been good, dude. Usually we would have caught a show or two by now, but Corona's got us kind of separated, and I'm doing well. We've been happy to been able to keep the doors open, keep people employed. We're still kind of serving our clients and doing things remotely, conducting our hearings via Zoom. So that's been an adjustment, but I find that a lot of my clients like it. They're not having to miss a day of work, drive down to the courthouse, make an appearance. They're able to do it from the comfort of their homes, their jobs, different things like that. So I'm really enjoying it. It gives me a lot more time to be able to work on cases that I need to do. And obviously I've spent a lot more time with my kids, my wife, and the family. And so it's been a blessing in disguise. Grateful for all the people that have come to the office and trusted me with their work, and continue to do the same, as the year develops, man.
Yeah, and it's almost over, man. 2 more months, and you and your family had a little COVID scare, man. I don't know if how you're doing right now. Is everything going okay? This was a while back, right? Everything was okay then, huh?
Yeah, we got tested. My son was having a procedure. I know if y'all were watching, I kind of came on the show and I told you that my son was having a procedure. It was during those testings that we were tested as well, and we ended up, finding out that way that we were positive. But for no symptoms for the most part.
That's good.
My son had a fever, I think one day, and I think we lost the smell and taste for a few days. But we were very blessed not to be able to kind of get hit with any major symptoms and not need to be hospitalized or anything like that.
That's awesome, man. I'm really, really happy that everything went well. And do you know this COVID thing's still sticking around, man? I mean, we'll see how it goes after the election, and see about that vaccine that they're talking about. And, something that they have been mentioning is that the death rate is down and the hospitalizations are down, but the cases are up because there's more testing and stuff like that. So we'll just see how it goes, man. A lot of people seem to be wanting to just live their normal lives, and just go.
Especially during these times of the month. These are the times of the month I think that most people are excited to get together. Thanksgiving, Halloween. We just passed Halloween, and it's kind of a bit of a different scene for us. We celebrated in home and
yeah.
Didn't do the
I was like,
trick-or-treating
I walked outside. I was like, man, I think the kids could have trick or treated. You know, I mean, and I kind of felt that they wear a mask, they're social distancing, they come close to the house, and you just toss them a little candy and they go on their way. But Chihuahua, this is something historical, dude. I think it's the first time that Halloween has been canceled. And now there's also, I think, Hidalgo County has given some sort of itinerary or some sort of guidelines, right? About Thanksgiving and gatherings and Christmas.
Even election night, usually, by this time I'm out usually stopping by different, political camps and wishing them congratulations or showing some support. And I think the county went ahead and, kind of restricted a lot of those gatherings and things like that, because they know, I mean, politics is a hot topic, not only in the national scene, but here locally, we've had somebody got arrested here in McAllen, a couple hours ago for a fight down that they were having at one of the polling places. So
wow.
we get it's a full contact sport here, politics.
It's passion, man. Right?
I was just at a polling not rally, but
the polling place,
polling place, and it got pretty rowdy down there. I mean, because you have the cowbells going, and then you have certain candidates groups yelling chants. So then the other candidates groups will kind of yell chants back, and it got pretty intense down there for a while.
Yeah, it's very passionate, man. This I was saying earlier that this election has really, over 100 million people, or was that right? 100 million people
over 100 million
had voted already by today. And it's like that was like record breaking, little historic stuff, bro. What are you feeling about the election tonight, and locally and nationally, Rene?
On the national scene, as I kind of watch some of these numbers, it's you start to see the red, kind of overwhelmingly kind of take over these counties, slowly starting to kind of eat up some of these states. So, I think it's going to be tough for Biden to be able to kind of pull it off. I think, Trump has a lot of supporters, as we've seen, over the weeks with the trains that you've been involved in. I've never seen things like that, even when we had, an Obama running, which, I thought was a very passionate movement, had moved a lot of people to move out. I never saw anybody doing anything like they did what they were doing for Trump. And so, that I think that shocked a lot of people. That shocked me as the size of these events. And, even in speaking to individuals who, people that cut my beard, people that, that protect law enforcement, it was like, well, who are you voting for, and stuff like that. And they tell me, Trump, and people that, not your average person that you would,
would vote Trump.
Box. Yeah. So I think it's going to be, it's going to be a tough road for Biden.
I was thinking that the dynamics from what we've been seeing here locally in the Rio Grande Valley, the dynamics of the political atmosphere here in the local South Texas region is changing quite a bit, isn't it? Do you think it's there's a little change going on?
I do, and I think it has to do with I've always said we're at a point where the older elected officials, the people that we grew up voting for, the people that our parents ended up voting for, they're getting to the point where they're retiring or they're losing their seats. And now, so you're seeing a different generation saying, look, I want to get involved and I want to move into some sort of political seat. And so they have their followings, they have their friends, and they have their constituents that they're seeking to serve. And so I think that's kind of helped. Social media also helps get messages out, get people interested in voting, get people knowledgeable on a campaign candidate, and so I think that's kind of the change that we're seeing. It's just a different way to politics. My mom ran for office many times here locally, and the politics was way different at that time. She's told me, I don't know that I would have run in a Facebook social media type of era because of just the scrutiny and
it really hurts. I mean, I see some comments that are just way overboard, and there's some vulgarities involved, and I never thought that it'd get that far, in the comment section. But I see some posts from local news organizations, and man, you go into the comment section, and boy, man, I mean, it's shocking sometimes what you see on there. But knowing that your mom has ran for office and stuff like that, have you ever aspired to run for anything, bro?
No, absolutely not.
Chale.
I think that only has to do because we kind of saw what she went through. When before my mom took office, man, we had Christmas parties packed with people, lots, coming over every year after years. The year she became an elected official, all that stuff stopped. So because the position she held was a judge, she wanted to make sure that there was no favoritism, or the appearance was that she was neutral and things like that. So all that kind of stopped, and that's I think that was her. She felt she had to be that person that says, well, I got to isolate myself so that nobody can say, well, that person goes to her house, or that person has this type of relationship with her. And so we saw that growing up. We saw the pressure it came, the decisions,
and the division. I mean, there's you have to choose a side, and it's always been that way.
And for business purposes, it doesn't. You've got one side that you're gonna always, you got to pick a side, right?
Yeah.
And one side's gonna be mad at you. And right now I'm doing great at the office. I love what I do. I need everybody to consider coming to hire me when they're in trouble. And so my political views, may come in. Why would I want my personal political views to affect my ability to be able to help somebody? And
well, I was talking with Raymond Orta a little bit ago, and we're talking about there's a lot of us that are have some Republican in us, and some Democrat in us, and even some Libertarian in us. I mean, there's a form of being like having all three ideologies, pieces of everything, and just create one, right? I mean, right. But anyway, man, Rene, I appreciate you taking the time and talking with us, and we appreciate your support, dude. You've been there since day one for us, bro. And you've seen us grow, even before we even had PVT. You supported the band as well, and the toy drive. And we're going to do the toy drive. It's not going to be a concert. We're going to do something else, and we're going to ask all our fans to be a part of it. And I know definitely for sure you're going to be a part of it as well, bro. I
already told you that I'm in for whatever you're doing. I know this year, Christmas, our toy drive will be different, but I do really appreciate, allowing me to team up with you, allowing me to be connected with you, your fans, your listeners. They're awesome. They always show me a lot of love, and I get calls from people that they've heard me or that they've heard you talk to me. So nice. I definitely know you've got a reach, and I'm proud of what you're doing. I'm proud to know you. Stay safe. Everybody in the studio, thanks for all the support you give me. All the listeners, call me if you need me. Thanks for being fans of the show. I'm here.
Es todo, Rene. And, good people. You're good people, and I love good people, brother. Thank you so much, Rene. God bless you, bro.
Likewise.
Un abrazo a toda tu familia, bro, okay?
Bye.
Dale, gracias. Órale, es todo.
Good night, brother.
Wow. Class act, man. Big time. 956-441. 956-316-1991 is his number, okay? Hashtag DWI expert. If you have any issues with DWIs, or you got somebody that's a DWI pending, talk to him. All right, so let's get into the what's going on. I mean, we haven't even checked on what's going on. Felicia's here with us. How you doing, darling?
I'm doing good.
All right. It's 9:24. We're gonna be here for a few minutes, a few more minutes, and then we're gonna take a break and we're gonna go eat. We're gonna do a real quick sports thing as well. But what do you see in the elections there, Felicia?
Well, I just saw right now that they started tallying up, I guess, Arizona, Utah, Montana, and Ohio just flipped. It's
to what color? To
red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Totally flipped. Like literally maybe like 10 minutes ago it was blue.
Where are you seeing that?
NY Times, they have the whole live.
Okay.
They have like the map of the the whole United States, and they have them all like boarded out.
Okay.
But I know Arizona has reported much of its early vote expected to favor Dems, and Biden has a big lead in Maricopa County, which accounts for about 60% of the state's voters. That's Arizona. So they're saying that, you know, Biden's going to probably take Arizona.
And that's a little bit more of a border state. So maybe that's why it's more, you know, pro-Biden.
And
because of the whole
then
wall shit.
for Nevada, the polls are not closed in all of Nevada yet. A judge ordered a 1-hour extension in Clark County, which includes Las Vegas. So they're still voting.
Yeah, because what I heard was even like because everything closed at 8. But if some people were like in line or still voting, say like 8:05, 8:10 or whatever the case may be, that they still have to make extra time to count all that.
Yeah.
I did see an ABC News. It was like a helicopter, you know, or a drone. I don't know what it was, but it showed a big old crowd of people outside a polling place, and like they couldn't go in, and there was something going on. So I'm assuming that those places will stay open a little longer tonight. Or have stayed open and already closed by now. Is there anything on Florida? Because they were saying that Trump had won Florida earlier. And
Florida's at 94%. They're not done yet. Right now, percentage though, Donald Trump is at 51.2 and Biden's at 47.8.
That's so close, man.
Well, 47 and 51. And how much? 90-some percent?
51% for Trump and 47.8 for Biden. So it's about 400,000 votes off.
Wow.
Trump's leading, but it's about 400 votes.
That's a big lead. Yeah. And they were saying that earlier that he was probably going to be up by 300,000 votes due to the fact that Broward County, I think it was, where Miami is and stuff. So what about Virginia? Because Virginia, they had said, New York Times had called Virginia for Biden, but then they said that that Trump was up 300,000 votes.
No, Virginia got closed out at blue. Biden.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And Texas, 79%. They're still not done either, but Trump is leading 51% and Biden is 47.6. Same thing with Florida. It's about a 400,000 vote difference.
Okay. And what about Georgia? Georgia seems to be going...
Georgia's 55% totaled right now. Donald Trump is leading 55.7% and Biden is behind 43.1%.
Trump cleaned up in the South. I mean, Mississippi, Tennessee, Louisiana, Arkansas,
Oklahoma,
South Carolina. I mean, those are...
North Carolina is also...
But then you go to the other part of the South, like New Mexico, Arizona.
A little bit more toward the West Coast.
Blue. Well, it's looking blue. What were you going to say, Dad? I'm sorry.
Michigan as well. That was one that was looking really big for Trump also earlier.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, they said people were waiting out in the snow. They didn't even care.
Michigan's up right now. Michigan, Donald Trump is up right now. He's at 54.7 and Biden's at 43.4%.
And this is kind of what happened with Hillary in 2016 is the media took a big jump. And, you know, Hillary had the lead and they're all over her. And then little by little,
chipping away.
Here came Trump and here came Trump.
Yeah, dude, that was shocking,
what's
bro.
happening now. I mean, it's 8 o'clock. You turn on the TV and you saw, you know, Biden 120, Trump 85, you know, and everybody's like, oh, shit, you know, Trump's going to lose. And then little by little, chipping away.
Well, right here, they did state with most votes counted in Ohio's heavily suburban Delaware County, Trump has a 5-point lead there. Trump carried this county by 16 points in 2016.
So far I see red states on this map: Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, South Carolina. Those are the ones that are completely red right now. And then you've got blue: Colorado, New Mexico, Illinois, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Jersey, Delaware,
all that East Coast,
Maryland, Virginia, all that little area right there, that upper corner up there is pretty much blue. From what I had seen earlier, Trump had Maine, and I was shocked. You know, like what?
He does have Maine right now. He has 65,000, and Joseph Biden has 63,000.
So, what is the current count?
I think it's 131 to 98 is the last thing that I saw.
Okay,
but I mean, it all depends on the electoral votes too. And then it was like 131 to or 122 to 90 something, so it was about 30 off. Now it's it's getting a little bit closer. So
right. Well, that's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be awesome. It's a very close race, I guess. I mean, and Trump's behind on electoral votes until they start saying, they start calling the states, right, or whatever, right? So let's go to the NFL scores real quick, and we'll run them down because Ron, I want to see what you think about these. This was pretty interesting.
I didn't bring my damn brown paper bag.
It's all right. We could just
wear on my face, to wear on my head for the Cowboys, man.
I know, dude. There was a very interesting win this weekend that I was kind of very surprised with. But let's start with the Falcons. They beat the Panthers 25-17.
Yeah.
And looks like they got a win in the column, bro. I mean,
I think it's their second win of the season. But if you're a Falcons fan, there hasn't been much to cheer about other than having a good offense, getting rid of your coach. I think obviously they're not going to make the playoffs, but all you can do is hope for next year.
The surprise for me was the Vikings beating the Packers 28-20. That's a rivalry right there.
The Vikings came in at 1-5. The Packers were 5-1. And somebody I put on Facebook that I wanted to bet, and somebody said, "Oh yeah, I'll take you up. I'll get the Packers. You get the Vikings, bro. The Packers are 5-1.
Dude, you would have won.
Are 1-5. But I would have been better off betting Vegas. I would have won more money. But yes, you're right. Surprising win in that NFC division right there with the Vikings beating the Packers. The Packers almost came back late. They made a 2-point conversion to make it a 6-point game, but in the end, Aaron Rodgers just didn't have that magic.
Bengals beat the Titans 31-20. I thought the Titans were a little better than that, man.
That was another surprising win. Burrow put everything together. He had a good game, and the Bengals upset the Titans.
Chiefs beat the Jets 35-9, and the interesting information about this game is that the 9 points were scored by a local guy from La Jolla.
Yeah, all 9.
All 9 points. He's from La Jolla. He's their kicker. And he scored all their points, man. So, wow, that is awesome, bro, right?
That is. I mean, to come all the way from the Valley. I mean, I know we've had Roberto Garza do it, Leo Aragus. So, to have somebody else do it, because those guys, they were in the league, but kind of a while back. So this guy's kind of like the new guy in the league. So shout out to him, man.
He's freezing his ass off in New York, man. Right? Oh, man, but that is awesome.
But he's making some money.
Dude, I want to buy one of his jerseys, man. I'm going to buy his jersey. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be
all
cool.
right, Colts, man, they're still strong, dude. 41-21, dude. Yep. They beat the Lions.
Yeah, they put everything together.
The Steelers beat the Ravens.
That was a hell of a game.
Yeah, you could tell. I mean, every time those guys play, I mean, it's...
Yeah, I did bet somebody on that one, and I took the Ravens, and I lost my homeboy Diego. But hell of a game. They'll probably see each other again in the playoffs for sure.
I think the Dolphins might take the AFC North this year, dude. I mean, 28-17, they beat the Rams, and the Patriots lost 24-21 to the Bills. So the Dolphins-Bills game is probably going to be the good game.
It'll be a hell of a game. Dolphins started their rookie quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa from Alabama, who was coming off the hip surgery, but they had Ryan Fitzpatrick, remember, and everybody was on the Fitzpatrick train when the Dolphins were doing good. They bench him for the rookie, and the rookie comes in and takes it to the Rams. However, I think he only threw like 6 passes. They had a special teams touchdown, and they had a defensive touchdown. So it was really all
sort of like the guy from the Cardinals with the Cowboys.
Yeah, pretty much. Less, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That Dolphins-Bills game will be good. The Patriots almost came back on the Bills. They were driving. They had the ball at about the 20 with, I think, 30 seconds left. So they were either going to score a touchdown and win, or they could at least kick the field goal to tie and go to overtime. But Cam Newton fumbled on the red zone. That was a 15 on the 20. So Cam Newton fumbles, and Patriots lose.
Jeez. And they lost bad last week too, bro.
Yeah.
I saw that you were willing to bet our cousin
I didn't
Daniel money on the Browns over the Raiders, and I don't think he took it. Did he take it?
No, yeah, he did.
Oh, so you lost?
Yeah, I did. And no. I should have put the text combo on here, because he goes, hey, and if you lose, I'm gonna talk shit about you on the show, blah blah whatever. So when you sent the email today, and he was like, oh, this is what we're gonna talk about on the show, and I didn't see sports on there, I was like, hell yeah, I don't gotta freaking shout out DJ or anything like
well, you gotta shout out DJ, man. DJ's a Raiders fan all the way.
Yeah,
dude.
the Raiders fan, big man. So shout out to DJ. I lost 25 to him, and I lost 25 to my other friend. But shout out DJ. He's been a diehard Raiders fan, so you really can't hate on the guy. I thought, I really just took it for action, because the line was only like 1 point, off. So it was pretty much an even game. I thought the Browns were going to do better, but I mean, it wasn't a pretty game, 16-6. But DJ, you and the Raiders pulled it off. Congrats to you guys, man. So
what is it about these two teams, Browns and Raiders, that you never know which one's going to show up? It's like it's a toss-up, man. Are they going to play hard, or are they not going to play at all?
Yeah, they're inconsistent teams. The Browns did just lose OBJ, but Baker Mayfield is a guy where if he has a great game, they win. If he has a bad game, they lose. And it's kind of how the Raiders are. Derek Carr steps up. He plays well. They have a good game. And if not, he has Jacobs as a running back there. Solid guy, but still a younger cat. So that's why they're so hit or miss.
Broncos beat the Chargers by 1 point.
They came all the way. If you're a Chargers fan this year, shout out Mario Salazar. They have been losing games in the worst, crucial, disappointing, heartbreaking way possible.
Remember when Mario broke his TV and threw himself on the floor like a kid in a store?
Yeah, man.
All right, Saints beat the Bears, man. That was a close one too.
Overtime. That was a hell of a game.
26-23 overtime. Seahawks beat the 49ers 37-27. Seahawks looking good, man.
Yeah, they're always solid as long as they got Russell.
Eagles beat the Cowboys to take the lead in the NFC East, man. And, I don't think the Cowboys scored 9 points. They just can't put it in the end zone, man.
They haven't scored a touchdown, I think, in the last 2 games.
No, they haven't. And it doesn't seem like they're going to do one pretty soon. Who do they play next? Let me see here. We've got, we'll go to that in just a bit. Buccaneers beat the Giants 25-23.
I saw that one.
Yeah, we were watching that game. The Giants... if you're a Giants fan, you think that you got hosed because it was the very last play. They needed to score a touchdown, and they threw the pass interference on the Buccaneers. So the Giants should have had the ball at the 1 yard line. So they throw the flag to call pass interference on the Bucks. The refs get together and they say, "Never mind." They picked up the flag and it was a no call. Man. So that's how the Bucks won. So.
All right, so the game's coming up. Packers, 49ers. Who's taking that one, man?
The Packers. Aaron Rodgers does not lose twice back-to-back.
Jaguars, Texans.
Who cares?
Washington Giants. That's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, another one.
Giants.
Hopefully they both tie. I don't know.
Ravens, Colts.
Oh, damn, another tough one. I kind of want to give it to the Colts.
Lions, Vikings.
The way the Vikings played against the Packers, the Vikings at home.
Bears, Titans.
Wow, there's some solid games this week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with the Titans at home to bounce back and win off their loss.
Panthers, Chiefs.
Chiefs, easy.
Seahawks, Bills.
I say the Seahawks.
That's
the Bills have been kind of shaky, but as long as you got Russ.
I've always liked the Bills uniforms, man, since I was a
kid.
They
really haven't changed much. The colors, the scheme, the logo.
Broncos, Falcons.
Falcons at home.
Raiders, Chargers.
That's going to be a hell of a game, too. Let's go with the Raiders.
Dolphins. Oh, did I say Dolphins, Cardinals already?
No, not yet.
No, Dolphins, Cardinals.
Ooh, Dolphins.
Steelers, Cowboys.
Steelers. Do we even have to ask? The Steelers are undefeated, man. Their Steelers are undefeated, so you got to go with the Steelers.
Saints, Buccaneers.
Bucks.
That's going to be a
Tom Brady Sunday night game, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Tom Brady versus
Drew Brees.
That's going to be a good game. Patriots, Jets. That's a division game.
Pats.
All right.
Because of Belichick.
Well, there you go. All right. Thanks a lot, Ron.
And there's really not much else going on. Baseball's over. Basketball's over. So we have pretty much just football right
Dad said, man, tell Ronnie to wear a Cowboys jersey on the show. I said, why? He goes, he wears an LA Lakers jersey and they win. He wears a Dodgers and they win. Excuse me.
Bless you.
No, actually, no, go ahead.
And then Dad said,
like,
ponle una jersey a Ronnie.
No, man, what I really was thinking about doing is following some high school sports. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I know some of the schools, have allowed sports back. And I know Sherryland's been playing. I don't know if the mission schools have been played, but I know like little by little, or maybe they're all back.
I think McAllen.
Yeah, the team from a Mercedes hometown. Shout out to the Mercedes Tigers. I heard they're doing really, really well. They whooped on PSJ, one of the PSJ schools. So, maybe we'll get some local.
We should go to a game, dude. Just go to a game, take some footage, and put it on the show.
Hell yeah!
All right, so that's going to do it for sports. Any last information there we've got with the election going on tonight, Fish?
Yeah. Let me see. Actually, Trump just won Missouri.
Okay.
7 minutes ago. It's now at 131 to 108.
108.
So
you're looking at what?
Is it going to be a comeback or
13,
not?
13, yeah. He's down to, is it 13?
They're having an outdoor watch party in support of Biden.
Where at?
That is, I want to say in
That's
Delaware.
That's totally vacant. Nobody's.
Yeah.
MSNBC
is on the big screens and Lady Gaga's playing on the speakers.
Oh, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
There's people gathering.
Yeah.
Everywhere right now. I
mean, you got
in support of their, they're going for.
This kind of like I was driving over here right now, and it made me like kind of like hearing all the buzz and everybody talk about it. It was kind of like a sporting event. Like I felt like, hey man, we should go to the bar with all our friends and take some shots and drink and watch the presidential election. Like when would you ever say that? When would you ever say, hey, wait, let's go to the bar, let's go see who's going to win president and we'll get all drunk and party.
Yeah.
Like, going back to what you were saying is
every time they call a state, if it's red, it's a red Russia or a red,
oh my God.
a red, and every time it's blue, it's a blue Hawaiian, or something.
I'm telling you, this was such a mainstream, event.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's just, at the end of the day, it's important to vote, and it's even though there's negative and positive in politics, but it's cool to see everybody with passion, voting and wanting a change for their own, reasons. But I just think it's important to vote, and it's cool that everybody has that ability to vote here in the U.S. and to vote for who they want.
I can just do without the vulgarities and
of course. That's why I said there's negative and positive, but at the end.
It is 2020.
Yeah.
So it's no holds bar. People are gonna be ugly. People are gonna be rude. But it is what it is. You gotta just take it. Being ugly
and rude is detrimental to what you're supporting. If somebody is over here and they're being rude with me and I'm for a certain team, I'm not gonna jump on their team for them being like that with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta, win. You gotta win people over.
I'm super chill about it. Like I posted on Facebook today and I said, go out and do your part, vote. And if the person you voted for doesn't win anymore, life that's how the cookie crumbles. You're not going to go throw a tantrum over it. Unfortunately,
some people will, but my thing is okay, after all this is over, now what?
Yeah.
Now what are people going to talk about? What are people going to bitch about? What are people going to complain about? What are people going to throw each other under the bus for? What are you going to see on Facebook now? Where are all the memes and the posts going to go?
Well, it's going to be interesting, but something that I am interesting in seeing with the outcome is if Trump does win, right? He was predicted to lose by all the news media again, and every pollster and all that. Their integrity,
where does the credibility,
their reputation, their credibility is on the line for this one, because when they were totally wrong last time around, they still got to keep their job. They're still here again, and they're saying, and it's the same people saying the same thing. And what's going to happen? It's going to make their viewers cynical and say, "No, I don't trust these guys anymore," and that's going to hurt them.
Why was this news network telling me all this information about how it was supposedly going to happen, and then what actually happens is total opposite?
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch them anymore. I'm not going to listen to them anymore.
Well, I think a lot of people are going onto social media, and they're going onto YouTube. Right, on YouTube, there's a lot of, independent journalists. There's a lot of, and I watch a lot of them, and I trust them a lot more than I do the guys on these networks, dude.
This is just going to be the nail in the coffin. However it turns, let's just, cut down to it. If Trump wins, it's just going to be the nail in the coffin for the media to maybe finally kind of disperse a little bit and lose that credibility.
They'll have to find an excuse, a reason.
But but people won't even pay attention to that excuse anymore.
Yeah, because last time they were saying that it was Russia collusion and all this stuff, and nothing ever panned out of that.
It's just gonna be like, we don't want to hear you guys. Just shut up.
I just wish we could trust the news media.
We can't anymore. We can't trust. It's 2020.
You can't
really
trust anything. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. We're going to go ahead and kick back and watch some of the elections and may the best candidate win. And we want to thank Sergio Sanchez from KURV for coming on and ranting and raving. Dude went off, man.
Hey, I was listening to it on the way over here because I was a little late, right? And he's knowledgeable.
He's very knowledgeable.
Yeah,
but he leans a lot to the right. I mean, he's a Republican, red. So and then you've got Rene Flores, who's bluer, and he's got, and then we got Raymond, who's just a libertarian. He don't give.
He's right in the middle.
Yeah, he's right in the middle. So I think we were pretty balanced today, and I think it's really awesome. And I'm sure a lot of people that are watching, I hope you all enjoyed the show, and we really had a lot of fun doing it tonight.
I mean, something a little bit different, but it was really cool, and I enjoyed it. And there's nothing wrong with changing the pace a little bit.
And what is everybody talking about right now?
Yep. I mean, if we're not, somebody else is, and if you're not watching that, I mean, the election is what's in right now. Everybody's watching it, talking about it. So thanks for joining us. Thank you for watching it with us, and thank you for talking about it.
All right. Thank you so much. God bless you. Once again, we want to thank Dr. T. Dr. T's primary care for men, IV vitamin infusion therapy, testosterone, COVID test from Merlin. By the way, if you don't have insurance, they have a payment plan as well where you can get a year of testosterone at payments, and it includes labs, and it includes the testosterone and the blood work, all that stuff. It's really, really awesome, and they work with you, okay? And if you have insurance, that is accepted as well. And for the women, hey, you know what? You can go and get yourself healthy also. Just give them a call, 956-441-2188, and the law office of Rene Flores, hashtag DWI expert. We want to thank him. Thank you so much. My beautiful PVT producer, she was a little bit quiet tonight because she's handling all the specifics that we had to do here. And of course, Felicia, she showed up as well. Thank you so much.
A little late.
And everybody here voted except Ron.
No, what do you mean? I did
Ron
vote.
voted today.
You did?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I did. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt. I was at the polls.
Oh, man. I'm so proud of you, mijo.
Yeah, I voted. Yeah, I voted.
Both of your kids voted, Dad.
Is it the first time you vote?
No, I voted.
You voted before?
Yeah.
Fish,
yeah.
what was your first time?
No, I voted last
election.
4 years ago election. That was my first time.
Yeah,
voting.
no, I voted at Mission Veterans High School today.
Well, me and Rally, we went to go vote about 2 weeks ago, babe. Right, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I did the early voting.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna have time to go vote today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of dead though, to be honest, everywhere.
Yeah, no, everybody's.
A lot of people early voted too.
Yeah, a lot of people already voted, man. I'll tell you, a lot of people were voting. As a matter of fact, the first week here locally, there were lines at the polls. But thank you so much. We appreciate you hanging out with my family, and we appreciate your family, and we really love that you get to spend some time with us, and we get to spend some time with you. Thank you so much,
everybody.
God bless you, and good luck to all of you. Okay, may the best man win, and whoever wins, let's get together. Let's unite behind our leader, whoever that will be, and just make this country,
better.
Better. It's all about living together.
And just one last thing, real quick. And don't fight with your friends, and don't lose friends, and don't talk to your tia anymore, or your cousin, or your grandpa, or your mom, or whoever.
Well, the thing about it is
over this. You know what I mean? Because your family and your friends are still going to be there after the election also, so you don't want to lose friends, and you don't want to lose family members over this shit, man. So
the thing about it is there's gonna be some mosca tomorrow. It's like it's like the Texans and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Cuando ganan los Cowboys y pierden los Texans, man, we avientamos mosca a los Texans, and vice versa. I got that Texan fan that would made that video. Remember that Rowdy? But it's okay. I mean, it's all right. We don't take it personal. So just try not to take anything personal. Hey, there's people that are going to be happy about the outcome tomorrow, and there's going to be people that are going to be sad. But hey, whether we win or lose, all right, we're all still living together in one country, the United States of America, and we have to live together and work together and be friends and love each other. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. God bless you all. All
Thank you,
right.
guys.
Sústame one time, papá. Eso. Me aventé una inspiration
Bye,
ahí, ¿no?
And that ad was brought to you by
That
Dr.
inspiration. Yeah. God bless you all, man. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Good night. Thank you.
Love my family.
God bless you and God bless America.
Mm-hmm.